From an early age, my personal literacy has been divided into two distinct halves: reading and writing. Regardless of what else may be occurring in the world, reading has always allowed me to slip from my own personal reality into those places that rest between the covers of books. Writing, on the other hand, has always left me feeling exhausted and annoyed. Though I write well, it rarely gives me any sense of satisfaction, only consternation. But why is this the case? What could have segregated my sense of literacy so much that I can do one for hours on end, while just the thought of the other makes me long for a strong drink and a nap? Why is one so full of flamboyant personality and endless possibility, while the other is an empty shell where I have to stifle myself just to sound professional? Well, like a lot of people's weird quirks, mine started all the way back in second grade when my teacher, Mrs. Schaffer, gave us a new project to work on. The assignment seemed simple. Make a story based on the pictures that you were given. Hell, I was even a little excited. I was 8, after all. First, you were given a series of photos that had been cut out of a kid's book. Mine had a knight and a dragon. You arranged them however you wanted, then you wrote a story describing what took place in the photos. Like any good 8-year-old, I strapped on my thinking cap and I got to work. When I was a kid, knights and dragons were kind of my expertise, but I wanted to switch things up. For once, I wanted the dragon to be the good guy, while the knight finally got a chance to give evil a try. You remember Mrs. Schaefer? Well, she didn't really dig the whole fire-breathing hero thing. Instead, she gave me a suggestion, kind of her own. In her infinite wisdom, she recommended the old tried-and-true story of chivalrous knight slays bloodthirsty beast, and for the first time in my incredibly long 8-year-old life, I was torn. Do I play things safe? Go with the slightly humdrum classic and get the good mark, along with a scratch-and-sniff sticker? Or do I write the story I want, and say to hell with the consequences? Well, I ended up going with her suggestion, and I got the A, but the scratch-and-sniff was great, boring, and the choice had sent me down a slippery slope I had not seen coming. Suddenly, almost every assignment had a content trade-off between what I wanted to do and what everyone else wanted me to do. For a price, of course. Fast forward about a decade, and I'm a senior in high school. Finally, the big man on campus. By this point in time, I'd given up on the whole write what you care about thing, but I still had one consolation prize: style. Even if I couldn't write what I wanted, I could write how I wanted, as long as it didn't get too ungrammatical. That all changed senior year, when I was forcibly introduced to Mr. Strunk and White, humble proprietors of the Elements of Style. These fine gentlemen proceeded to strip away that last bit of fun you can have with academic writing, kindly replacing experimentation with that old tried-and-true favorite, rote memorization. As high school drew to a close, I blamed my dissatisfaction on senioritis, choosing instead to believe that college would return to me those two things that once made writing seem like an enjoyable way to pass an afternoon. Yeah, turns out the commonly held belief is that experimentation and voice belong to authors, not students. As time went by, I found myself lacking any desire to create, choosing mainly to imitate. Now, as I look back at the overly excitable kid I once was, I can't really explain how it happened. Somewhere along the way, writing became a chore, leaving only reading as the escape. As graduation nears, it's as if they've encouraged me my entire life to do one thing, and now they expect me to do the opposite: to create rather than merely duplicate. And what lies ahead for this studious copycat? Most interesting careers call for something more, but my papers have been carefully edited to leave that part out, in exchange for an A or two. I want to believe that I have the energy to once more include innovation in my work, to imitate the creative dork I used to be, but I've gotten sort of lazy. Do I really still have the time to relearn the patience that goes hand in hand with genuine writing? Well, I'll give it a shot anyways. Hell, I've got a semester or two left. I'll just keep writing and see if I can't break a few of those habits they beat into our heads. Having a reintegrated literacy sounds a hell of a lot better than the alternative.